There are 59 days to go until Election Day, and the next big test in the presidential race comes Tuesday night. That is when Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump meet in Philadelphia for their first ever debate. The Harris campaign is camped out in Pennsylvania, which is seen as a must-win in November for both candidates. Weijia Jiang is traveling with the vice president, and she joins us from Pittsburgh. Weijia, good morning.
Good morning to you, Dana, and good morning to everybody. Vice President Harris is huddling with a team of advisors as she sharpens her case against Donald Trump, who she will come face-to-face with for the first time ever on debate night. A campaign official says she decided to hunker down and prepare here in Pennsylvania to underscore the importance of this state in the election. The latest CBS News Battleground Tracker shows that she and former President Donald Trump are virtually tied here with 50% each of the vote. This marks Harris's fourth trip here since launching her candidacy. Plus, even though she's only expected to make a few public appearances before she heads off to Philadelphia on Tuesday, she'll still be able to engage with voters and have some local headlines. One issue sure to come up on debate night is reproductive freedoms. And new this morning, the campaign has released a new ad that highlights comments from Trump about his part in reversing Roe v. Wade and stories from women who have been impacted since. The VP is coming off a big week for cash and political support, with Republican Liz Cheney and her father, former Vice President Dick Cheney, endorsing her, along with over 100 law enforcement officials from across the country and dozens of prominent CEOs, including James Murdoch, Mark Cuban, and Laurene Powell Jobs. And the Harris campaign says it raised $361 million in August, and that includes donations from 1.3 million first-time donors, and they're really hoping that that fresh excitement to fork over money turns into enthusiasm to go vote in November. Dana?
All right, Weijia, no shortage of headline-making news this election cycle. Thank you. We will have complete coverage of the presidential debate on Tuesday, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on CBS. That will be followed
I'm
by
stoked
live.
for this. I'm stoked to watch
with
it.
A closer look at the presidential race, and joining us are ABC White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks and contributing political correspondent Rachel Bade. Good morning to you both. Good morning. So, Rachel, let's start with you, because obviously we've got this big Dick Cheney sort of endorsement of Kamala Harris. That obviously shows that something's happening in the GOP, and obviously Kamala Harris is going to really capitalize on that.
Dick Cheney endorsing a Democrat. I mean,
Bro, these people are living in fucking la la land, okay? They are living in fucking not America, I think. Wow. What an incredible endorsement, dude. What an incredible endorsement. I am so stoked on this, dude. Oh, man, it's so sick. Like, guys, Adolf Hitler endorsed Kamala Harris, okay? I mean, wow, even Adolf Hitler doesn't like Donald Trump is not exactly the fucking argument that you want to be crafting, okay? It's not an argument at all that you should be posting out there. You should not be. Please don't say this. When Vladimir Putin also jokingly endorses Hillary Clinton, obviously he's fucking memeing. But like when he does that, you don't see that as a good flex. Just, you know, maybe you shouldn't do it with Dick Cheney either. Fuck me, dude.
none of us had this on our bingo cards, frankly. Donald Trump has tried to downplay this, saying that he's an irrelevant rhino, he's a sort of a has-been, but this is big. I mean, if you think about it, Dick Cheney was one of the single greatest boogeymen for Democrats for a long time. He was the architect of the Iraq War. They called him a war criminal, and he demonized Democrats in return. And now they're going to be working together, which is just something we never predicted just a couple of years ago. A few points on this. Number one, it's not going to convince a ton of Republican voters to vote for Harris, but it might influence some, and in a tight election, just a little bit matters.
Wow, it's a tight election. Just a little bit matters. Good thing that she has no fucking immediate easy W that she could capture by, re-examining her position on American foreign policy, re-examining her position on Gaza. Bro, they are literally trying to win over 8 total people across 8 different states. But there are hundreds of thousands of voters across every fucking swing state. And they're just like, nah. That's how you know it's bullshit, okay?
Matters at the margins here. It also gives Trump wary Republicans who don't want to vote for him a reason to vote for Harris. I mean, this is a guy who's very influential, and he could inspire some of those votes. And lastly, I would say that the Harris campaign is absolutely going to capitalize on this. I mean, I was just talking.
I have seen people who should know better saying, but see, it means that he's saying Trump is that dangerous. No, it's that Dick thinks Kamala continues his vision of the country, whereas Trump will screw the pooch. This is a huge endorsement to run the fuck away from. Send that fuck to The Hague. Yeah. Dude, I don't know what to say about this. Like, this is akin to like just only running the NATO campaign. You know, every time people yelled at Joe Biden, he would come and told him he was old. He would come out and be like, NATO! I did NATO! The Finlandization of NATO is alive! Instead of the Finlandization of NATO, I did the NATOization of Finland! I'm the voter for the AUKUS voter! Five Eyes! Real lies, realize real lies. Jack, Five Eyes. Why? Dick Cheney opposed releasing Nelson Mandela Head Start programs, MLK Day, and promoted the Iraq War, but people are applauding him for endorsing Kamala. Promoted the Iraq War. He is the architect of the Iraq War. Dick Cheney was putting out like extraction maps of Iraqi oil fields in like 1994. He's been trying to invade Iraq since 94, man. What are we talking about? He is the Iraq War, okay? He designed the war, and he designed exactly how Americans would be able to take advantage of the Iraq War.